Welcome back to the show, transgenic monstrosities, Pikachus, ladies and gents of the world. It's another Wokipedia podcast, episode 17, I think, 17. So I'm feeling rebellious today. Revolutionary mindsets have beset me, and I wish to bitch and moan about the crap state of the leadership in this country. The government are crap, so let's talk about that. First of all, though, I'm going to give you a little trigger warning. Watch out, snowflakes. There's going to be some blood, some guts, and some violence. Body shall be a-hitting the floor as I show you some Fallout 4 footage from my recent playthrough. Was going to do Starfield, but I mean, I took so much footage of that game and it was just boring. It was so boring. Plus, it performs like crap on my PC. So, nope, it made me pine for this game, which I'm going to give you. Fallout 4, one of the best games ever. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I'm here to talk to you about isolation anxiety, which we all seem to be suffering, certainly me, as an after effect of the Covid lockdowns. So I think what happened is during the lockdown we got all the fear porn, the scaring from the government and the social matrix, the social media people telling us wear masks or you're a murderer, get your jabs or you're a murderer and you're killing children and you're ruining everything and blah blah blah. And I think that has carried on afterwards. So that's what I'm going to call isolation anxiety. And the reason I think it's affecting us is because it affects how we think. Just consider yourself, right? Consider your daily routine. Most of the people I know, and me, we spend a lot of time on our own now, whereas before the lockdown, we would barely ever spend any time on our own. And that's what the beginnings of isolation anxiety is. That's what it's caused by. Because in order to think, we need to be talking to people. And in order to talk to people, we need to have people present. I'm not talking about on a Zoom call or at the end of a phone. That's good if you can't meet them in person. But meeting people in person and discussing things in person, happy, sad or angry conversations even, enable us to think properly and explore the thoughts that we have so that we can come to some kind of logical conclusion. We can analyse the evidence we have, we can add into the mix the opinions of other people and compare them to our own. And then at the end, hopefully, we'll arrive at a conclusion which is more correct than not. And that's how science works. It doesn't claim to be 100% correct 100% of the time. Science claims to be right about a specific thing right now, and it will give you evidence, an observable fact that you can rely on, rather than just relying on opinions, which is what social media tends to do. So if you ask me, think about your own social medias. I don't look at social medias anymore. And the fact is, the reason I don't look at social medias is because all they do is generate worry. They make us worry about our surroundings where we shouldn't be. Like, think back 20 years ago or 30 years ago, nobody worried about their surroundings unless there was an actual worry or something there endangering them or something they needed to worry about. But now we've replaced our social contact with humans, our happy, sad and angry conversations with humans, with social media posts which are mediated and controlled and censored by the government or regulatory bodies in place of the government. And that is a large problem. Now, I'm not going to bore you by saying, the government are bloodsuckers, or these companies are all evil, even though it's mostly true. That's not actually the point of this video. The reason it's bad is because it takes the responsibility out of our minds and ourselves and gives it to someone we don't know, and that's dangerous. We don't want other people in control of our thoughts through proxy by controlling the words that we speak in our conversations and the replies that we see. And that's what happens in social media. Like, I've seen it a million times. I've had a million arguments and fights on social media. And the reason I do that is because I see, a piece of propaganda or a half-truth, something like that, and it upsets me, it worries me, and I think I have to append this with the truth. I have to give you the truth so that you can make a decision on your own after having seen both parts. And what happens on social media is I come back to these conversations a few days or a week later, and I'm looking up and down the conversation stream, and I think, where the fuck have all my comments gone? Where has all my stuff gone that I spent hours writing? And if it got removed, why was I not notified? So that's the censorship that we have to deal with. So originally that conversation contained two opposed parts. You could read them all and come to the conclusion on your own. Only now you read the conversation and there's only one part represented in there. My comments are all completely removed. So if you didn't know better, like most people don't, and you don't have time to do the due diligence yourself, that's why you're on the internet, you want that done by someone else who has the time, you would think that there's only one side to this argument, and it's the side presented. And then you go off into your life, and if anyone else challenges that narrative, you can pipe up and say, well, I actually read about this, I know about this, I saw the evidence online, blah, 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 and you will present that same one-sided argument to them. So it's like a disease, it's like a virus, a mind virus. And just like a real virus, the mind virus of social media can get under your skin, it can replace good thoughts with bad ones, and then it can manufacture those bad ones, tricking you into thinking they're good. And it changes who you are, it literally changes your personality, it stops you being who you want to be and who you are, and it trains you, like a Pokemon, into being something else. And I think that's exactly why creativity and uniqueness is at an all-time low. There's so many people out there who are clones of someone else, and the original person that they are cloned from is some idiot off social media who is popular. But like I said to you, it's not even real true popularity, it's social media generated false popularity. I can attest to this myself. When I was paying Google Ads before they shadow banned me and sneakily scammed me out of my account and ignored the payments I made so that they could do that, before that I had a huge popularity wave, despite the fact that I wasn't making any different content than I usually do. And it was because they were falsely promoting me, so I got a lot of fake accounts subscribing to me and a lot of fake accounts posting positive comments. And they were using that to try and influence the content that I made, the things that I said. Every time I said something they agreed with, they'd give me more subscribers and more likes. And every time I said something true, i.e. something which was contrary to the narrative that they wanted me to push, my subscribers would magically vanish, and my comments would go from bad to negative. So you can see how easily how easy it is to influence someone using this system. But it's not like real life. If I was surrounded by 950 people in real life, and I was influenced by them, then that's real. Those 950 people matter because they are real people. Whereas online, my 950 subscribers, I think probably 2/3 of them are fake accounts. They're not real. I certainly don't care about them. I never speak to them. I don't know their real names. Just like before, I still have the same loyal readership of about 15 to 20 people, and those are the people I care about and who can influence me because I actually care about them, because I trust their opinions and I respect their views on life, so I'm willing to be changed by them, and I elect those people in my life to be able to change me. But think back to your own life and your own social circle on the social medias. Think about how many complete strangers who you will never meet have influenced you and your decision making and your views and opinions through that system of likes, dislikes, subscriptions, or fake popularity. That's how they get you. It's mob justice, social justice, communism, and it's absolutely a disease. So, ladies, gents, and Pikachus, let's talk about the solution to the mind virus and ending the disease once and for all, and returning to free speech and democracy. By now you can probably tell there's too much social media. There's no way we can disconnect from our social medias, because then we would be completely isolated. It's actually impossible. I've tried it myself. I say no to all the social medias. The only one I use is YouTube. But I rely upon YouTube so much. It's almost like half or more of the social contact that I have, and therefore half of the ability and opportunity I get to explore my own thoughts and compare them to your thoughts, to have those discussions and debates with you and other people, to formulate the conclusion I'm going to come to. It's all supplied by YouTube. YouTube has a monopoly on influence over my thoughts, if you like, because there's isolation. I have anxiety because I don't see enough people, and the opportunity to meet people in real life is very, very slim. And so, in order to cure the mind virus, we can't just say no and hide from social media. No, what we need to do is develop a kind of inoculation in our own minds, a protection against the influence of social media, and then we can use it to our advantage, and we can actually help out other people using it. Now, if you take Fallout 4 as an example, I know it's not real life, but I'm going to use it as an analogy. In Fallout 4, you have to wear a thick suit of armour in order to protect yourself from the environment and from enemies trying to take you down. And in addition to that, you have to arm yourself with weapons, powerful weapons, but also the correct type of weapons for the scenario that you're walking off into, in order that you don't end up dead like that Minuteman we just walked past. So in terms of the internet, in terms of the digital age and social medias and you, what would be a suit of armour and what would be the correct weaponry to arm yourself with? Well, first of all, what you're going to have to do is to take back control of yourself and wear this suit of armour with pride, and know that despite people on the internet trying to make you feel bad for doing so, trying to guilt trip you out of your intelligent response, the suit of armour that you need to develop and wear is to keep control of your own emotions, to develop your discipline and your attention levels back to where it was previous to the lockdown, so that you don't rely on 30-second TikToks and you don't rely on noises and bells and whistles and gimmicks in order to keep your attention. We need to relearn focus and relearn discipline, so that we don't end up hanging from the digital tree, killed off by the raiders of Instagram, TikTok and other social medias. I rely on books personally. I know that the books that I had and the books that I buy, nobody can edit those. Nobody can retcon the truth in my books. There's no one going through the pages of my books, taking out the pages they don't agree with. And there's no like or dislike counter or any other influence upon me. No, it's my own thoughts that influence me and the conversations I have with others about those books. Now, I don't know about you, but most of the people I know don't even read books anymore. They haven't got the time, or that's what they tell themselves. But I think it's a deeper problem than just not having time. It's because the time they devote to social media cannot be taken away. They're so addicted to using social media because of the social anxiety, the isolation anxiety, and they don't want to miss out on that social contact. It takes precedence over everything else, even reading books. But let me tell you this, since I stopped using social media and started reading lots and lots of books, I've cultivated an attention span I never thought I had possible for myself, and I've learned so much. And it actually makes it much easier for me. I'm more confident when I speak to others and present information. So when they are emotionally ranting at me with the propaganda they've picked up online, I can confidently stand my ground and I can be calm. Become your own influencer. That's the conclusion of this video. Don't listen to people online, don't listen to the creators, don't listen to any sources online before you've consulted yourself and your own thoughts. And that's what's important. You want to preserve your own personality and thoughts because that's the main thing. You are more important than these people online. So I hope I got the message through to you. You are way more important than the people online. Your opinions are more important. And if you keep that in mind, you will do well. So anyway, that's the end of this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye bye bye.